Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20. To the 23-yard line. At their own 23-yard line.
Ready up. 53, Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Now 2 years in the making, Darius Geis's first NFL carry. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll get 5 on the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now this matchup, an important one for Week 1, an NFC East bout right off the bat. These two teams have met twice a year since 1936, 168 meetings overall, and the Redskins lead the series, but the Eagles, they have won 4 straight against these Washington Redskins. An early test, 2 plays in, this is 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, now Haskins. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. Back deep is Darren Sproles. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. At their own 14-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
46 down, man, 5-4.
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That was shades of Tennessee Volunteer football back in the 80s with Charles Davis coming up from the secondary to make the tackle for a loss.
You mean my teammates doing that, right? Because they would tell you, my coach would say, where's that tape? I want to see that. But how about the complete package there? Not just playing the pass, but being a willing tackler and making a really nice play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
82. Let's go.
Throwing his Wentz. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Montez Sweat brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
74, 74. 56. I got it. Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
I'm darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play action. Haskins. And he rifles one incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. 3rd down. Here's Haskins. Jordan Reed has it. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 32-yard line.
A gain of 22 yards.
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard Before it's all said and done.
To Paul Richardson. A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Washington.
Set, hut, 53. It's going to be a long day.
From the red zone now, Haskins on first down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now a toss. This is Geis. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 20, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
What you just saw there, first-round talent. 2nd year, even more success. A pick-6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
From the 29, Haskins. That'll be caught. It's Steven Sims. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On first down, this is Geis. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Geis with a carry on second down. Oh, look at the strength.
No.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin first down.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Redskin first down.
Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins able to find his running back, Geis. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
To throw on 3rd down. Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Here we go. We're 5-7. Let's go. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. All day, dog.
Now the first career carry for the Penn State star, Miles Sanders. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
On 2nd down. It's Sanders, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Waiting. 56. Get him.
Wynn's going to try and throw on 3rd. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
And he's taken down. back at his own 7. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready. 53, Mike. Hey, check.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. He gets it in the hands of Geis. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Wentz. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's Geis. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. They go play action with Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Mike, number 53. Mike.
third down. Haskins. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Powering forward. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
From the 30 on second down. Wentz. But he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a time. Back, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
15. Grade 15. 53.
Here's Wentz to throw. Flush to his right. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
That's just me. Hey, Alpha. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And that is incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way to creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
At their own 21-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road in just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The Redskins have the first down on a pickup of 18.
First down, Redskins.
Watch the pass.
Now Haskins on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Just like that. Just like that.
A toss play. This is Peterson. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
From the gun on third down, Haskins. And this one complete to Reed. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. The give to Peterson out of the gun. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, Geis. Now Geis stripped. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Coming after you. Coming after you.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. The throw taken in by Sims.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. A carry for the fullback. This is Mike Burton, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
On 3rd and 1, it's Haskins. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
Mike 54. Hey, that's scout. That's scout. Check 3. He's checking. Crash. Check. Hey, check. Sit up.
Haskins will keep it on the sneak. Only needed a few inches to pick it up and get behind your center and burrow forward like he did.
And remember what the GMs have told us? We build an offensive line starting with our center, the guy who can make all the line calls and also move those big defensive tackles in order to pick up 1st downs.
A toss right to Geis. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? Because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready up. 53. Check 53. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Yeah. Mike 53. Mike.
From the gun, it's Haskins. Open man here, Sims complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On the ground, Geis. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. taking it in from 2 yards out as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Hopkins with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. For the fourth quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Wentz. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he connects with Ertz as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
81.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz completes it to Aguilar. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 40. Carson Wentz beginning his 4th NFL season here in this ball game, and the last 2 years he was not in the postseason with his teammates, including that Super Bowl run at Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis. Was limited to 13 games that year with the ACL injury. Last year, 11 games with back issues. But now Nick Foles, who took his spot, he's in Jacksonville, and all pressure and all eyes are on number 11 in 2019. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine.
Wentz going to throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, it's Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 20-yard line.
First and 10 at the 20-yard
Wentz now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Sproles. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Man, I got you. Push on travel. Check right. Watching you five. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go. Man, 5-7. What you got, Heavy?
Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
49, check 49, check 49. Check. He's coming.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Wentz. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Check 53's Mike. Check 53's Mike. Let's go, D. 53's Mike. 53's Mike.
Now a big spot for the rookie Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin 1st down.
Let's go.
So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's a 1st down throw that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Haskins. Complete. Richardson has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep. This is caught inside the 15. It's a gain of 35.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll hand it down to Geis. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing now is Haskins. The quick slant caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jordan Reed with time running out as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. Oh, and you can forget overtime. This is going to be a safety in the final minute of the game. Oh, my. And I don't know that I've ever seen a tie game decided in the final seconds because of a safety.
It's just an absolute disaster, Brandon. You're thinking you're going to at least get yourself to overtime. But how about this defense? They said, we're going to take matters into our own hands, and this will be an unbelievable victory if it holds up.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Yeah, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
So a victory here for the Washington Redskins. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Redskins, a win's a win as they eke out the 2-point victory to take the season opener. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.